Post offices are the recent inclusion into banking. We discussed already. I told you the reason why the post offices have been brought in. With that, we have lakhs and lakhs of banks all over the country. Each and every citizen in the country has access to the bank. Financial services offered. What does it offer? Post office savings bank. Very simple. You can go to the post office and open an account. But you can't have transaction every day. They don't offer. For that you have to go to the commercial banks. Certain limits are there. Within that you have to work. You can't go 2 to 3 times a day, 5 times a day and ask them to transact. They say we are sorry. National savings. National savings accounts are there. You remit money in the post office. You have 2 lakhs with you. You remit it. Tell them, I don't need it for another 6 years. This money, I have other source of income. These 6 lakhs, I like to keep in the post office with you, and you pay me interest on that, because my son is studying still in 6th standard now. So by the time he comes to 10th standard, I may require the money for his studies. If I have it with me, I may spend it off. I have only one son. I want to reserve this money for my son's future education. Let it be here. In a span of 6 or 7 years, 6 lakhs will become 12 lakhs. It almost doubles up. You have enough money for your child's education. Kisan Vikas Patra. This is for farmers. Kisan Vikas Patra. You can deposit. You can deposit money. Monthly recurring deposits. Here, salaried persons especially, they can deposit in recurring accounts. Recurring accounts are there in post offices as well as banks. You have to go and say recurring deposits. Every month, you have to pay the bank or post office a certain amount. Say you are getting about 12,000 rupees salary. You decide, if I keep this money with me, everything gets spent. 1,000 rupees, let me keep it for future. Every month you go there and remit 1,000 rupees and put it in your recurring account. They put a seal on that and give it to you, and over 60 months you would have paid at 1,000 rupees per month 60,000 rupees. Over that you have interest. So that may come to about 1 lakh. You are very happy now. So this is to encourage savings habit in people, that banks have recurring deposits. Recur means what repeats. You say, doctor, I have fever. It recurs every day. In the evening by around 5 o'clock, the temperature goes up. I feel as if I have lost all energy, let down all energy. Recurring fever. It recurs every day. Then the doctor will tell, better you go and have your blood checked. He starts doubting, maybe it is because of malaria or some. Say recurring means something repeat. That repeats. Recurrence. Post office, monthly recurring postal life insurance. You keep money in the bank, and the deposit what you have made is linked to life insurance. They will take your medical certificate, everything, and then ultimately if you have kept about 50,000 rupees in the post office or 20,000 rupees, accordingly they will get your life to insure. It's life insurance linked to the deposit. If you keep money with us, your life is insured to an extent of 1 lakh. Suddenly if an accident takes place, your family will get 1 lakh. Now this is life insurance getting linked to the passbook or the deposit or fixed deposit, whatever it be. Rules differ. You have to study. They will have pamphlets. If you go and ask there, they will give you the pamphlet. If you read the pamphlet, you come to know all the fine details of that particular project. Pension payment, retired people after 58 years, when they get retired at 58 or 60 years, they may not have the energy to go to the post office. Every now and then they cannot walk to the post office. In that case, the pension will come, pension from the government will come and get deposited in their passbook. Whenever they are all right, they can come to the bank or the post office and draw the pension amount. Automatically pension amount, say it is 8,000 rupees, 7,000 rupees, it comes and gets deposited in his passbook. So as he needs, he can go and collect. Money transfer. Your brother is abroad, your brother is in Delhi, he earns there. You need 10,000 rupees for your fee to be paid or purchase of books. Yet you just give a ring to your brother and tell him, who is working in Delhi. Within 5 minutes, he will get the money transferred to your account. You get it here and you can go and get the job done. Next, types of banks. Reserve Bank of India, it's the mother of all banks. Central Bank of India. Then commercial banks. The banks what you find in the city, they are all commercial banks. They deal in commerce, commercial activities. All banks deal in commerce. Industrial development banks. These banks are specially created for industrial development. You cannot go and open a passbook there. They say, sorry sir. Are you going to run an industry? Open an industry? You are going to collect shares from the public? All these shares have to be got accounted. Maybe you are going to collect 5 lakh shares of rupees 100 each. Now it's a big transaction. Only a bank can handle. You get it done through the bank. The bank does easily everything. Now you collect about 3 crores from the public. You need another 1 crore. You are short of funds. The bank will give you the loan now after studying your entire project. The industrial department too helps you. It's a big project. In such cases, the industrial development banks come to the help of those who are putting up industries. Maybe a small industry or maybe a big industry. Land development banks. You have 5 acres of land. You want to develop the land. Developing the land is not an easy aspect. The ground, soil has to be leveled, weeds have to be removed, and proper drainage system has to be there. You have to arrange it for growing crops, different kinds of crops, what you want to grow. Or if you want to develop a forest there, yes, you can develop a forest. Or you may have coconut trees or palm trees or teak trees. You plan it out. Now, to plant teak trees in 5 acres of land, it needs money, it needs capital, and it will take 20 years to grow. Now all these come under land development banks, developing the land into something that's useful. Even housing societies, they have to build houses. They say, we will build 500 houses in the space what we have. Now to build 500 houses, you need money. Banks have to help you. Later, you sell it off to people who are in need, or they too may become a party to the entire project right from the beginning. You see in newspapers, developing new lands into housing colonies. Indigenous banks, specially keeping in view the local necessity, banks develop. They are called as indigenous banks. These may not be ordinary common banks. These are special banks keeping in view the requirements of a particular society. It may be only for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. Only those transact there. A bank only for farmers. All the farmers, they grow areca nut. They are in need of loans. Now you open a special bank in that area only for the areca nut farmers. Thousands of them are there. So whatever planning, arrangement, everything is done keeping in view their necessities. Cooperative banks, these are private banks, absolutely private banks. You are interested in commerce. You want to start a bank. You want to open a bank. Some 10 or 15 directors come together to start with people who are interested. They too may have money with them. They feel our village needs a cooperative bank. Everyone is a busy farmer. They need loans. We can't go to the city. Why should not open a bank for ourselves in this community? There are people who have money. There are people who need money. So both get helped now. Cooperative societies always offer a better interest than commercial banks. A little more interest. It's all attraction. So what should you do? You all get together. You go to the registrar of societies. Speak to them. Learn how to open a bank. To start with, it won't be a bank, it will be a society. Word bank is not used. Society. You are given limits. You can transact up to 50 lakhs. Then, looking into your necessities, they raise it to 1 crore. 1 crore to 2 crores. Then when it reaches a particular level, government tells, now it is no more a society, make it a bank. It becomes a bank now. And elections will be there, directors get elected, and people have come together to run a bank for the benefit of that particular society. You might have seen teachers run a bank, their own society, teachers society. Doctors bank, doctors society. There are lots of doctors in the area, and all the doctors come together and they say, let us have a bank of our own. Yeah. Now these are all cooperative banks or societies. Next, types of bank accounts. See here, savings deposit, then we have current deposit, we have recurring deposit, we have fixed deposit. I changed the fashion of reading because savings deposit and current deposit we always read together. Savings deposit, they are for individual persons. If you want to open a passbook, open a savings deposit. You cannot have transaction every day. You can have 4, 5, 6 or up to 10 transactions in a month. Not more than that. If it goes beyond that, they say, convert your account into a current deposit. The bank will tell you, we cannot keep your deposit as a savings deposit. You have now change it over to current deposit. Current deposit will not have any interest. Savings deposit will have interest 2.5% or 3%. Some interest is there for the money you have deposited. But once it is a current deposit, there is no interest. Who runs the current deposit? All shopkeepers, firms who have lot of business, daily transactions. They can open only current accounts. The word itself says current. Now, every day you can transact. They will never question you as to why you transact so many times. But when it's savings deposit, bank puts restrictions. Current account will not have interest, but you will be charged interest. We do so much of work for you. You have a lot of transactions. Your accounts are almost run in the bank itself because everything he does digitally. Even if he has to pay somebody, he gives a check to them. If somebody has to deposit money, he tells, go and deposit it in the bank and bring the acknowledgement and give it to me. Or deposit it there, I come to know. Digitally I come to know whether you are deposited or not. Now, this all current deposit. You are not paid any interest on this, and no individual person can open, only a firm can open. In the name of the shop it is open. Hey, yours is Swagat Hotel. In the name of Swagat Hotel it will be opened. And who are those who are operating the account? They will take their names, addresses, photos, everything, and they only can run it. If two partners are there, both may have to sign then. They are current accounts. Savings account, they will be held by individual persons. All salaried persons usually will have savings account. Even if you ask the bank to open a current account, they will not open. They ask you, what business do you have? Do you have any business? Do you run any business? then it's all right. You can't have business transactions in the savings account. Number of transactions are limited in a month. Here, any number of transactions you can have. Firms, shopkeepers, industries, they all have current deposits. Then recurring, just now I told you, every month you deposit some amount and that goes on building up and you will have interest over that. In case you need in between, the bank will give a loan on the recurring deposit to you. On whatever amount that have it, on that they give you a loan. But you lose, you get a loan, you are charged interest for that. Then fixed deposits, you keep money in the bank for a set period of time. Say you have 1 lakh with you. For the purchase of a car, your dad has sent you 1 lakh. Now that 1 lakh you don't need for another 1 month. You want to purchase it on the previous day of Diwali. You don't want to bring before that. Diwali is 1 month away. Why do you keep the money in the house? Go and keep it in the bank and tell the manager it's for purchasing a car. That vehicle loan I may require it for you. Now I want to deposit this money here, sir, as it is my share. He will keep it and you get interest on that. For 1 month they give you some interest. It may be about 300 rupees or 200 rupees, you get it. So savings, recurring, current and fixed deposits. Fixed deposits too, you cannot draw them before the expiry of the fixed deposit. Maturity time is there, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Before that you can't draw. If you want to draw, the bank will charge you interest on that. So one has to be very calculative in keeping money in the fixed deposits. Next, procedure to open a bank account. All of you may like to open a bank account now. If you don't have, how to open? There is a procedure. See here, customer fills up the application form in the prescribed manner. Go to the bank, tell manager, he gives you a form. You have to fill it in. Okay, what is the second job? Customer must have to sign on specimen signature card. You have to give your specimen signatures to the bank. How do you sign? What's the style? You should not change once you open an account. You should stick on to it. You have to sign. 3 signatures or 2 signatures they take on a separate card. That goes to their index file. They keep it there. Whenever they want, they check it. Letter of introduction is required for individual customer. You are new to the bank. Bank doesn't know you. Now you need somebody who already has a deposit in the bank, in that bank, to introduce you to the bank. He is so and so, I know him. He is trustworthy. A passbook can be opened in his name. So somebody has to introduce you to the bank. Who has to introduce? Somebody who has an account in the bank already in that bank. Bank official should know him. Such a person has to introduce you. Next, bank official scrutinizes the introduction. He goes through the letter. He studies it and examines the documents submitted, whatever papers you are given. They may ask you for your Aadhaar card, that, this. They check up everything. Are you a citizen of this country? They verify it. What job do you have? What is your address? Where do you dwell? All these they check. Then initial deposit must be made in the form of cash. They ask you, how much of money will you deposit today? We will open the account. How much of money will you deposit today? You should take. Certain banks will have a minimum deposit. At least you have to deposit 2,500, they may say. 1,000. You can't go to the bank without any money and ask them to open an account. That's possible only to the downtrodden class. The central government, people who do not have money at all. For them, the bank has permitted to open accounts. That's the different. And they are given a credit facility up to 5,000 rupees. Even though there is no money in the passbook, up to 5,000 rupees they can draw. And they have to deposit it whenever they have money. Initial deposit must be made in the form of cash. It has to be paid in cash. No check or draft is acceptable to the bank. You have not opened the account at all. How will they accept your check now? They won't accept. It has to be paid in the cash to begin with. Then bank official issues a check book for the customer. Issues, it should be bank official issues a checkbook for the customer. If it is your savings bank account, you are not given a checkbook. If it is a current account, you get the check facility. A savings bank account holder should go to the bank whenever he needs money. Then now the account is ready for operation. You are given the passbook, or there may not be any room for passbook. That's also possible. Digitally you have to verify and check, and your account is opened, and it's open for all transactions. You keep money, you can draw as you need. You can open a joint account even. Father and son can have a joint account. Husband and wife can have a joint account. Both of them can deposit, both of them can draw. When husband is out of station, wife needs money to get rice and wheat from the market. He has got delayed. He will not be coming for another 10 days. Now wife will have access to a passbook, joint passbook. She will go to the bank and draw the required money. So this facility is there. This is how a bank account is opened. Next, advantages of opening a bank account. Why should you open? Why should I open an account, you ask? See here, it helps in the collection of money. When you have the habit of collecting money, saving it, automatically it helps you even in saving money. A man who has a passbook always tries to keep as much money as possible without spending it, saving it, seeing that it grows up. Money grows up. Rupee by rupee, you have to build it up. Bank teaches you that particular concept. Helps in safe custody of money. It's like giving piggy bank to children. You give them a piggy bank and tell, this is your piggy bank. Money collected there is your money. Then the child will not spend money for chocolates now. He will start putting each and coin there and just feeling how heavy it is. He wants to build up money just like his father. Build up. He won't spend. And whoever gives it as a gift to him, everything goes into the piggy bank. Then as he comes to higher class, ask him, make him open an account. Now he will develop interest further of getting some money collected, and dad says the money will be for you for your future studies. Takes interest in that. Maybe minor's signature will have to be authorized by the elders in the family. Helps in safe custody of money, helps in making payments. You want to pay somebody, you don't have money in the house, he comes to you. Now immediately you can write a check and give it to him and tell you go and collect in the bank. I am busy, but I will make the payment. Surely I will make the payment. You go and collect it from the bank. Next, helps smooth financial transactions. Lots of people, they keep their yearly accounts in the bank itself. All payments beyond say some 10 rupees or 50 rupees, they make through checks. All incoming money, they deposit in the passbook. So when they see the passbook at the year end, that itself is their account sheet. Their account sheet. Lots of people who use the bank account as their account sheet. For some petty cash, they draw it as petty cash only. Say 50 or 100 rupees they will have. Rest they do through the bank. Helps in getting advances and loans. If you have a regular passbook in a bank and you do transactions very systematically, the day you require some loan, you can approach the bank manager and he will be happy to help you. Happy to help you because he knows that you are very systematic, you are disciplined. Financially, you are right in a systematic procedure. He will be very happy to give you an advance or loan. And the bank manager and bank officers, they too will know you because every now and then you go to the bank, do some business do some transaction in your passbook. Safe deposit locker facility, you know it well. Nowadays, everyone needs safe deposit locker facility. You may feel that you are there in the house and everything is safe, but in case you want to go to some other place on urgent work, then who will take care of your money in the house, jewelry in the house? Either you will have to carry or pass it on to somebody, some neighbor's house. Instead of that, if you keep a safe deposit locker, your jewelry, money, everything can be safe there. Money we don't keep there, money goes to the accounts, jewelry and especially the side documents. Thank you.